Órale, Cholo Trucker here, Los Tres Chingones boxing shots to all the chingones y chingonas. Got my headset here, doing things a little bit more professional, and I'm gonna be doing a lot more as time goes on, man. Let's go ahead and let's bring in the scientist is back, dog. The boxing scientist, homie, my boy, one Mr. Mike Zavala.
What's up, brothers? Oh man, I'm back. I'm still got my mouth a little crooked, so but I'm a little by little. I'm coming back. I'm no recio.
Yeah, big dog. You know what? And Gran Chingon couldn't be. Let me silence my phone. Gran Chingon couldn't be here with us tonight, man. He's got other things going on, and that is all good. Enjoy yourself, David, out there.
Okay.
He's in San Diego right now. He's in San
Okay.
Diego at the moment. So shout outs to our boy, man. Man, Mikey, you know what, man? There is no big fight going on. Usually around this time, we're talking
Mhm.
about, the Canelo fight, man. It's the middle of September. It's Hispanic Heritage Month starts, tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, is Mexican Independence Day. But there is no major fight, but there's some good fights though, man. And I think those are the ones that fly under the radar that people need to pay attention to. Tonight into tomorrow, there's some pretty good bangers, homie. And I'm definitely excited for these, man. How about you?
Oh yeah, there's bangers today, and there's gonna be bangers tomorrow, man. And it's Mexican Independence Day, Latino Heritage, and somebody's gonna show up, and they have to show out. This date is fireworks, man. So you gotta show out, man.
Yeah,
People
what's up,
are looking.
what's up, Anthony Bravo?
So,
So before we get into those fights, let's go ahead and get into just a few things, man, that happened. I know we got some good fights, and there's actually some fights going to be taking place tonight. But let's go ahead and just get into a little bit of the stuff that went on, man. The biggest news, Mikey, is probably Frank Martin saying, Charles, I'm not getting into the fight with Shakur Stevenson. I'm out. While everything was agreed, the contracts, they both agreed to the contracts, but it looks like he actually did not sign it. He said, yeah, the contract looks good, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign it. So everything looked official. They had a date, November 16th, which was on a Thursday. I guess they're doing it right with the right after the Grand Prix or something of that nature, man. um and while everybody was reporting that this fight was a done deal and it's happening, because it was, Frank Martin said, you know what, Chales, dog, I actually don't want this fight anymore, and threw the contract in the trash, man. What do you make of this, Mikey?
yeah, man. I did a little bit of digging. Man, is it a duck? Is it a duck? To me, it kind of looks like a duck, but like Shakur Stevenson, man. There's the high risk and the reward, right? And the reward and risk, whatever, however you say it. And Frank Martin, according to Frank Martin and some sources I've been watching, that he's waiting for a Tank Davis fight. Who would he rather fight? Get a big bag with Tank Davis, and or get a fight with Shakur Stevens and don't get a big of a bag. I heard it was 1 mil or something, but you could make more with the Tank Davis, as you can see what Ryan Garcia did versus Tank Davis. But man, I was waiting for that fight. Ed, they match up. I like their style. They're both southpaws. They both frame. They both have the same kind of like same style. And I kind of looked at Shakur Stevenson like, man, he's kind of flat-footed. Then I look at the Shakur Stevenson versus the Mexican, ¿cómo se llama? The Chaparrito.
Valdez.
Yeah, oh my God, he looked phenomenal, don't I? I took that back. Thank God I didn't put it on wax, man. So, man, it would have been a great fight. But I think Shakur right now is on fire, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and as we speak, we got Ortiz versus Moran. Okay, so here's the thing. Well, let me ask you, Mikey, as a fan, okay, as a boxing fan, you're not a part of any other camps. Just as a boxing fan, would you have rather seen Shakur versus Frank Martin or Frank Martin versus Tank Davis?
Let me see. I think I wanted to see Shakur versus Frank Martin. They match up good. Two southpaws. I mean, Tank's a southpaw, but they match up good. And I see something in Frank Martin. He is 27 years old. He's not a prospect anymore. And Shakur's still new to the division. He's younger. Man, I kind of believed in Frank Martin, but man, I think it's a duck, but a good duck, right? Because of the bag. So Yeah.
Okay, I would say this, man. When he pulled out of the fight, everybody was ripping him to shreds, and I was like, you know what, Holmes, I'm not gonna defend the Vato. Okay, I'm not gonna defend the guy. Go ahead, ripping the shreds, man. Because how are you getting a contract and telling another man yes, giving a verbal handshake and saying the contract is good and we agree to all the terms on the contract. Let me get my pluma out and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign it. And then to back out, it's like, come on, dog. That shows bad character. But you know, was it a great fight? As a fan, I'm like, okay, I take things into consideration, right? I'm like, well, if he fights Tank Davis, that's gonna be on pay-per-view because it's PBC. You know, Shakur Stevenson, I actually wanted to see that fight, man. I did. So I was just like, you know what? That's Gacho, man. But now let me ask you, Mikey, if you're in Frank Martin's corner and somebody comes up to you and says, like, hey, you know what? Looks like the Pitbull Cruz fight isn't happening with Tank Davis, man. And we're all under the PBC umbrella.
Yep. Yep.
So we can make this fight. That's a pay-per-view fight, man. What are you making, a mill over here? We could probably make 1.5 million and be on pay-per-view. If you're on Frank Martin's team, would you have done this?
Yeah, man. It's prize fighting. It's called prize fighting for a reason. Man, yeah, the tank fight. It's a big bag. 1.5 million, maybe 2 mil, maybe three. I don't know. We don't know.
Mhm.
But pay per view, you get the back end of the pay per view. However that works. Man, it's I can't blame the guy, but it's also a duck because nobody wants to face Shakur, obviously. But hey, man, it's a chess game, and he's playing chess.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not really sure what the PBC is doing with Frank Martin. He's an undefeated fighter, and no, he's not really known, dog. He's not known like the Tank Davis is. He's not known like a lot of these guys in the PBC, man. So I'm not really sure what they're doing with him. They should really start giving him more exposure because if they did that, they could have really sold this fight, should it happen with Tank Davis, as a, I don't know about a legitimate pay per view, but a little bit more of a legitimate pay per view. But because a lot of casuals don't really know who Frank Martin is, even though he's an undefeated fighter, BBC's kind of dropping the ball, man. Not marketing this guy correctly. Where they're like, hey, man, this guy's undefeated. We can make a pretty good bag with this. But if I'm on Frank Martin's team, homie, I don't like the movida, but I understand it. And if that fight does happen, if he does fight Tank Davis, because Tank Davis is looking to fight before the year's over, if that fight does happen next, then I can't call the Vato a duck too much. There's going to be more money. It's going to be pay per view. And by the way, and let me ask you this too, Mikey. If you had to put money on Frank Martin, would you rather have him fight Tank or would you rather have him fight Shakur? You had to put
Yeah.
Feria, all your Feria on Frank Martin, but you get to choose. He fights Shakur or Tank.
Yeah, like I said, Ed, I see something. I like his style, and that style, he's similar to Shakur Stevenson, and I think it would have been a great chess match. Two tech,
Mhm.
like they're technicians. Like I said, they're southpaws. They change levels. I like their styles. I like how they fight, and it would have been a nice chess match. And as a boxing aficionado, I was gonna get my popcorn and just watch it slow, see what they're
Mhm.
doing. I
Mhm.
think I want to see that one, but you want action, I guess the tank. But this one, I don't know. I wanted to see this chess match. I don't know
Who
why.
who do you think he stands a better chance of beating?
Uh Let me see. I think he can. I think he can. A Tank. I think he has a better chance of beating Tank.
And you know what? And that's my point, man. That's my point. I picked Shakur and I picked Tank to beat Frank Martin. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
But I think he has a better chance against Tank than he does against Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
So again, if I'm on Frank Martin's team, you're gonna get more money. I'm assuming you're gonna get more money. It's all under the same umbrella. You're gonna be on pay-per-view, um, and you have a better chance of winning. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't really label it too much of a duck. Kyola Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
So yeah, man, we'll see what happens. Hey, connected to that story, Shakur Stevenson has a new opponent. De Los Santos is
Mm.
stepped in and saying, "Hey, Frank Martin, he doesn't want it, Holmes, but I was scared, dog. I'll be ready November 16th. That's it. Let's handle." De Los Santos, in a way for me, Mikey, this is kind of a better fight, man. Says, somewhat, man. What's your thoughts on this, dog?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good point. And man, De Los Santos, man, he's not that bad. His last fight, and you know what he did to Rayo? His last
Mm.
fight, he was swagging. He was showing footwork, and he was showing that really how comfortable he was, laughing and he was having fun. He was swagging. In other words, that he's so confident in his skill. And man, that's a good matchup, man. I still got Shakur uh, winning the fight, but this could be an upset, man. That guy has power. What's up, brother? That guy has power, and he's a little awkward. He's a little awkward. You don't know that's. I don't know. He could confuse things for Shakur, and he has power. So I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, you know what, man? I look, if this is a Frank Martin duck, which again, I'm saying if he gets a Tank Davis fight, for me, it's not a duck. But I think we actually get a better fight. I mean, I'm not much more interested, but I am that much more interested in the De Los Santos fight against Shakur than I was in the Frank Martin fight, man. So look, I think as boxing fans, Holmes, if Frank Martin pulls out of Shakur Stevenson, and if we get Shakur versus De Los Santos and Frank Martin versus Tank, I think we actually end up winning as fans.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so hey man, I don't really have too much of an issue, man. But if everybody wants to rip apart Frank Martin, that's cool, dog. I'm not gonna back him up. So same
What's
prayers
up,
to you,
Anthony?
Holmes. Yeah, with that, Holmes, let's go ahead. Let's move on, man. There's boxing tonight. There's boxing right now as we speak, man. We got ESPN, we got Showtime fights. I mean, it's all over the board, man. We got fights tomorrow. The Zone, Williams Opeda. I mean, damn, dog.
Yeah.
It's like a boxing overload, Holmes. No big, like I said when we started. There's no big super fights, but there's just good fights, man. Great fights, Holmes. And
Oh yeah.
that's what I love, dog. That's what I love. I'll be having the TV out at the car show, man, tonight and tomorrow. Let's go
Oh
ahead
yeah.
and let's start. Mikey, Boricua is in the house tonight, Holmes. As
That's your
one
boy.
Mis- as one Mr. Xander Zayas steps into the ring, dog. Move over, Berlanga. You may be more popular, Holmes, but it ain't gonna last too much longer, dog. But this Xander Zayas kid, I think he's all that and a bag of chips. He steps into the ring tonight, Mikey. What's your thoughts, man? Fighting Valenzuela Jr.
Yeah, he's fighting Valenzuela Jr. I haven't checked him out, but according to his record, he's 26 and 20 knockouts, right? Something like that. So
Mm.
he does pack a punch. But no, it's a showcase fight, man. Zayas is gonna dominate. He's gonna. But the thing is that Zayas does get hit. He defensively he does have holes in his game. So we're gonna see that he's still young in the game. He's still coming up. I like Zayas. I seen him in the weigh-in, and he looked phenomenal. That kid's not gonna be in that in 54 for no longer. But
Right.
if he continues to stay there, I don't think in 2-3 years that's when he's gonna. I think he's gonna go for the belt. But as for now, I don't think he beats any top 10 right now in 154. Not even Danny Garcia. For sure he can't mess with no Charlo, whatever, or Tsu. No, man, he's too young, too green.
You
Yeah.
don't you don't think he stands a chance against Danny Garcia, who's been out of the ring for quite a while?
Man, Danny Garcia has a lot of experience. He's long in the tooth. How they, how they, what they say. He got a lot of
Mm.
experience. This kid has a lot of holes in his game and his defensive game. He's good. He's a stud. Of course, they give him the right opposition. His last fight, he fought. I forgot the name of the guy, some Chicano, and he kind of exposed him. He got the knockout or he got the stoppage, I think, but he did get hit. And defensively, the kid needs to get better in order to face these top dogs in the division, either he's gonna get hurt or he's gonna get beat in points. I see a lot of defensive holes in this game. I don't. In 2-3 years, I see him rising to the top. Not yet, man. Not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna partially agree with you that there
But
is. Uh, JC agrees with you. I'm gonna partially agree with you, man. I think it's too soon for this kid to really step up his game, right? Yeah, maybe take a few baby steps forward, yeah, but don't let's not start treating this kid, man, like he's one of the top dogs. I think Tim Zoo completely annihilates this kid, man. Um, Jamel Charlo, I think he's done at 154. But I agree with you that I don't think he sticks around at 154 too much longer. He's a big kid, man. He's a big kid. But the top dogs at 154, maybe even the Towering Inferno probably can beat him.
oh yeah, that's what
Uh,
it's Vendora. Vendora.
yeah, maybe he will probably even beat him. I do see holes in his game, but you know what, Mikey? I think he can beat Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a small dude, man. He's a pretty small guy. I think he probably does beat Danny Garcia. This kid packs some good power. Little flawed in the defensive game. He's still learning, and I'm calling it right here, right now, man. Which is what we're gonna get into in just a second. There's going to be a mega fight at 160, maybe in about 3 years, Holmes. Okay. Because word came down. And again, this is if everything goes right. We're just going off the reports on what came to us. And that is that Virgil Ortiz is back. Okay. How true is that? Listen, he came back and he said himself that he is back. How much stock does anybody want to put in that? Honestly, Holmes, I don't want to be his next opponent because I don't want to go through training camp and then him pull out at the last minute.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but Mikey, I know we're talking about Xander Zayas, but real quick, let's fit in Virgil Ortiz. What's your thoughts, Holmes?
Oh man, I can't wait to that kid. We're missing something. We're missing. We got Zayas, we got Virgil Ortiz, we got Boots Ennis. This is the future, and these are big kids. They're gonna meet at 160 for sure. Man, if Virgil's in the mix, oh man, now we got something brewing, man. We got Mexico versus Puerto Rico, throwing Boots Ennis, like I said in there. Jesus, the future looks bright. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I really, really hope. I pray, man, that everything's good with Virgil Ortiz because he makes boxing that much better. Serio, man. It's like everything that's right about boxing is in this kid. So I really want to see him come back and do what he does, man. So for the fight tonight with Xander Zayas, what do you got? You got a stoppage?
Yeah. Zayas yeah, Zayas, he looks, according to what I see in the weigh-in, his body looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal. I think he's gonna get a sensational knockout. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think he gets a knockout, man. I think he gets a stoppage, probably a little bit later on in the fight, but I do believe he gets a stoppage. And look, it's what he's supposed to do, right? He's supposed to go in there, look good, maybe get a good 4 or 5 rounds in of work, and then after 5 rounds or end the 5th round, you're supposed to finish them. Because if you finish them in the first round, you didn't really get too much work in.
Yeah. Get that work. And Ed, I know you follow him. He's been fighting consistently, right? We see him a lot, so that's a good thing. Just like little Emiliano Vargas, he's going to be in the undercard. This is 6th fight in 10 months. So I like that about the kids. I like that. Like you always talk about that, Ed. And you know what? It's true. These guys need to work. They need to fight. De La Hoya used to fight a lot. You gotta fight in order to improve. Not just once a year, twice a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Emiliano Vargas, he fought. Shoot, if anybody could remind us, it wasn't long ago that we were talking about his fight. I honestly, it seems like it was like 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, man. And he's back up in here doing his thing again. What's your thoughts? What do you think about him, man? Are you convinced that this kid's gonna be great?
I mean, he has the look. He's clean cut. The kid, you know what I mean. He has the pedigree. His father Vargas, he gets great knockouts. He and like I said, he's consistent and he's a gym rat. That's what I like about the kid. He's a gym rat. Can he stay consistent? Can the shines and the glitter get to him? You know what happens to these Chicano fighters, man? They're born in America. They have food. Third world country fighters don't have food. They don't eat sometimes. This guy eats, so it's the glamour and the women are gonna get to him. We'll see, but what he's training right now, I like the kid. I like his skills. He's a southpaw. He does good things defensively. He does get hit with little shots like you're not supposed to be getting hit with, but it's
Mhm.
boxing, right? And he's still a 6 rounder. I like the kid so far. Looking good, kid. Keep it up.
You know, it doesn't help that he's a pretty boy, man. The hyenas are gonna be all over him, dog. And if you go to any real boxing gym, they will tell you the number one killer of any fighter is a woman. So, you know, it doesn't help that this kid's a pretty boy, man. So,
Yeah.
oh man. You know what, man? Let's get to the main event of the ESPN card tonight, man. Man, Venado Lopez. I love this dude, man. I love this guy. This dude is badass, homie. He's going in there against Gonzalez. I mean, he's a little guy, man, but this dude is a straight killer. We saw him across the pond last time. Mikey, what's your thoughts, man, on this fight?
Man, El Venado is fire. And according to my research, he learned how to. He just got into boxing. How old is he? He learned how to box at 20 years old. This guy's an
Mhm.
anomaly, dude. He's like what, 26? How old is he?
I'm not sure his age. If anybody could let us know, I'm not sure his age. But this guy stays busy. Man,
Oh
this
yeah.
guy stays busy. This guy fights a lot. And it's incredible to see, man. The fact that this kid's not a that he's not a star is amazing to me. But at the same time, they've been sending him across the pond for
Mhm.
so many times, you know. Now he's fighting here. So hopefully this helps out.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's like Navarrete. Just he has his own style. He does things that you don't supposed to be doing. He's not that traditional boxer that stays, with his hand down. He puts his hands down, he moves, and he jumps up like a little venado, like a little deer. It's just because he just learned how to box at 20 years old, man. He's just athletic. He's a gift. He has that athletic gift that you're born with. He picked up boxing at 20 years old, and he's phenomenal. And now we get to see him here in the States. Now he's going to showcase his style, and he's going to get the eyes from the United States. So I like that, man. He's a world warrior, and he's kind of like home, but not home. Oh, wait, Mexico, U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's fighting out in Texas. Is it in San
Corpus Christi.
Antonio or Corpus Christi? Yeah, he's in Corpus Christi. Yeah, shout outs to Putazos y Pendejadas that are gonna be there, man, checking it out. So yeah, you know what? Look, his style is a little bit awkward, but awkward works, man. When you think about awkward fighters, homie, somebody like a Marcos Maidana, some of these guys that just their punches come from like weird angles, it it can catch some of the most elite fighters off guard because you're not you're not in there sparring, training with like some weird, awkward dudes, man. And he's a little bit of an awkward fighter, but it's definitely working for him, dog. And this guy is a straight warrior, and he stays in the ring, Mikey. That's what I love about this guy, man. I become a
Yep.
big fan of El Venado, dog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So,
Yeah,
what do you predict? Ed? What is he going to knock him out? Is it going to be a war? What do you think?
yeah. I believe he stops him. It's a 12-round fight. I believe he stops him. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say in the 10th round. I think he drops him first before that, but I think he stops him in the 10th, Holmes.
Okay, because he has three opponents that Gonzalez has fought, and I don't think they knocked him out. Shakur
Mm,
Stevenson dominated him, but he didn't knock him out.
mm.
Isaac Dogbo, it was a good war, and he fought Navarrete. I don't think Navarrete stopped him, unless I'm wrong. So this guy has a great chin. So if you cut in a knockout, and I don't think it's ever happened. Oh man, you're really confident on El Venado, man. Has he been stopped?
Yeah. Who has Gonza-
Gonzalez?
that? I'm not sure if he has, man. Damn, we got a banger of a fight going on, man. Um, I'm not sure, but I'm telling everybody this, man. Watch out for El Venado.
Well, yeah.
He does not get the popularity or anything like that, man. So a lot of his fights just kind of go over people's head, man. He's not, some of these small popular guys like Valdez, like Navarrete, like Cameron Zapata, like Leo Santa Cruz, like some of these smaller guys, man, that are a little bit more popular. I don't know why I brought Santa Cruz. Vato hasn't fought in a long time, but yet he's still more popular than Venado. That's my point. This guy does not get that recognition, and hopefully after tonight he does, man, because I do believe he stops him.
Oh yeah.
So that should be worth something. We also got a fight on Showtime. This one, oh man, I might have to make some time to watch this one, man. I'm gonna be out at the car show with the TV watching the ESPN. But Mikey, what's your thoughts on Pedroza versus Cardenas, man? It's a 10-round fight. It's on Showtime, PBC. Not a lot of people talking about it. I haven't really heard too many people, speak about it too much. But I mean, hey, man, it's there. It's rivaling this other fight that we were talking about. But what's your thoughts on it, man?
To tell you the truth, that one slid through the
Yeah.
cracks, man. I had no clue, or it just slipped through the cracks. Like I said, I forgot about that fight. My bad on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. It's on Showtime, so it's kind of gonna get buried a little bit more. It's only a 10-round fight, not too much really going on that one, man. But look, it's there. You also have a fight tonight on DAZN, which
Oh wow.
is crazy. Yeah, man. There's fights on 3 platforms tonight. So
Okay.
but see, that one's gonna be down in Tijuana. So everybody, hey dog, gear up, man, for tonight. It's crazy because if I didn't have this car show event to do, man, I'd be all over it. So
You're gonna have to cancel it. Boxing comes first, man. You're gonna have to cancel on them.
why is Canelo Charlo not on Saturday 9/16th? UFC on Sat isn't pay-per-view. I did not know that. Is the UFC
Yeah,
tomorrow not on pay-per-view?
yeah. According to what I heard, to tell you not 100%, but supposedly Dana White reserved the T-Mobile arena, whatever the Canelo uses. I think he uses
Oh,
T-Mobile. So Canelo got screwed. They got it early, so the UFC is there. So you know what? Let's just wait. I just think Canelo should have gone somewhere else. He would have sold, but they just said we'll wait and then we'll get the T-Mobile the 30th. That's the rumor, or maybe they're scared that UFC will take the views away from Canelo. Because remember, I love Canelo, but remember, Canelo was fighting. Who was he fighting? But Canelo sat down in the locker room. Remember, for a while, and then the UFC
right,
fight was on,
right.
and then Canelo went next. Which was that one?
I forgot. What?
Canelo
Shoot.
versus Plant. Was it Plant? No. That wasn't
No,
Plant.
no. I think it was further back than that. I think it was
Not Bivol, right?
no. It was further back. It was further back. I forgot which fight, but yeah, I do remember that, and I couldn't believe it, man. But
Yeah, that
you
was
know,
weird.
uh,
That was
but you
weird.
know, but you know what? If Dana White is doing this UFC non pay per view, I mean, to have a Canelo pay per view fight, I still think Canelo sells, though, man. I still think he sells. So I mean, it upsets me, Holmes, that they're doing this, but hey, oh well, man. Which that undercard, we got to get to that undercard at some point because that undercard's pretty good. But with that, Mikey, man, tomorrow on DAZN at the casino, Commerce Casino, Camarón Zapata is back, man. The man of a million punches, fighting Hesta, man, out of the Philippines, dog. What do you make of this fight, Holmes? Because this is something else for me, dog.
What do you mean? Something else? It's a good thing or a bad thing?
A good thing. And
Okay.
this is a great thing, man. This is a great thing, man.
I mean, yeah, Mercito Hesta, man, he's a 20-year veteran. He's 35 years old or 35 years young.
Hmm.
Man, he was once considered the next Pacquiao. I believe he's a southpaw. He beat Jojo Diaz and Camarón beat Jojo Diaz, so they have a common opponent. And and Camaron's coming up, and Mercito Hesta has power, speed, and most important, experience. Will he set him up? And he needs to use his legs. Mercito needs to use his legs because Camaron's coming with 100 shots. So, uh, man, it's a good fight. Can he set up Camaron to eat something? But yeah, I want to see how Camaron looks. How Camaron with a veteran, crafty veteran.
How do you prepare for a guy that just doesn't stop punching, Mikey?
Man, you're gonna have to make him use his legs. Give him something. Give him something to think about. And you can't stand there. You can't stand there and take those shots. You got to use your legs. That's what I think.
Yeah, because when I think of Camaron, I don't even really know what his defense is. I don't really, see him slipping or much. It's when people say your offense is your defense. When I hear that, he comes to mind, Holmes, because I can't really think of him really slipping punches a lot or anything like that. I just think of him just throwing a gang of chingazos, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
okay. I watched him when he fought. I was there. David and I were there when he fought Jojo Diaz.
Jojo.
Yeah, and Jojo Diaz will kind of cover up, and it kind of seemed like, okay, let me wait, when he stops punching, and then I'm gonna, find my openings and stuff. But Camaron never stopped punching though. He'd cover up, and he's taking punches and punches and punches, and he's trying to move a little bit. He's still taking punches and punches and punches, just blocking his vision, blocking his view, man, to see where's the opening. I'm like, wow, dog, this guy just does not stop punching. Mikey, is this the guy where it's like you probably don't really need too much defense? Your offense is your defense?
Yeah, sometimes there's fighters that their offense is their defense. And Camaron, man, let's see. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what Hesta can do. Let's see Camaron use his footwork, his legs. Can you make him? Because you gotta have your feet planning to throw combinations. So what Hesta needs to do is make him move his legs, and now he's gonna have to show some defense. Now he has to set up shots instead of just boom, 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 boom. But Camaron, man, I see little things that I like about him. He's crafty. He goes up and down. He has different shots, different tools in the arsenal. I like Camaron, man. I like Camaron, and he needs a big fight already. I guess this is a good test, but he needs that Shakur fight. He needs a big fight. I like him. I like him.
Okay. Oh, guy falls out of the ring. Okay, Hesta. All right. Can he win this fight? Is there a part of you that says, you know what? I know it's always boxing, but do you think that Hesta can come out with the victory in this fight?
Oh man, he has the power, the game changer. He does have power. So
Mhm,
I haven't seen Camaron get rocked. I haven't. Not that it doesn't come to mind. So far I think he has a great chin. So,
mhm.
but yeah, he can win he could win the fight. But I got Camaron, man. Hesta's already 35 years old. Maybe in the second half of the fight, he's gonna get tired. I don't know. I don't know. But I see Camaron. I like
Okay.
Camaron on this one.
All right. Yeah. I mean, look, Camaron, for one reason or another, and I'm gonna tell everybody this, Holmes. For one reason or another, I mean. I'm impressed, Holmes, but not impressed, man. I'm impressed because this guy can throw a lot of punches and he wins, And at the end of his fights, he seems pretty clean face, He doesn't seem all, like he took a gang of chingazos and everything. So that's a little impressive, but at the same time, I'm not impressed either, man, because I don't know if I see a great fighter in him, Mikey. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, man. I don't really
Yeah,
see a great fighter. Maybe it's because he's one dimensional, right? And a lot of times people can say, oh, one dimensional, that's a bad thing. Hey, it's been working for him. And maybe it works for him all the way through and through. Maybe you
yeah,
just need that explosive offense that you have. And that's all you need.
yeah.
I'm not sure. Time will definitely tell. But is he a great fighter to you, Mikey?
I mean, Ed, in order to be a great fighter, you got to have a dance partner to
Okay.
showcase that to see it gets knocked down to the floor and he gets back up and he needs that fight and he hasn't had that fight. They've been taking care of him. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Golden Boy takes care of his fighters. Camaron's in the list too. They give him JoJo. It was all right, little JoJo. But you need a dance partner to have a classic fight to bring out the best out of you, and we haven't seen that thus far. So I'm with you, Ed. Yeah, you see something that maybe not. You have questions, and he needs, like I said, he needs a big fight. He needs a big fight, a Shakur Stevenson fight, if he gets past Mesito Hesta, or maybe Mesito Hesta is going to bring it out on him. We'll see tonight.
I definitely no, that one's tomorrow night. But
Oh, that's tomorrow. My bad. My
yeah,
bad.
that one's tomorrow night. I look, Mesito Hesta, man. I do think he can have his moments against Zapata. I do, and I think he will have his moments. What does that bring out of Zapata? I'm not really sure. I want to see something. And like I said, does it have to be that he has to show something else than just a lot of offense? Not necessarily, but I want to see what happens if he really gets tagged.
Exactly. That's what I was
You
going to
know,
say.
I really want to see that. Do I need to see a lot of great defense and all that, and angles and all that? It'd be nice, but look again, man. You do whatever got you here, So if it's all working for you, keep on doing your thing. And I guess we really won't know where Zapata stands until we start seeing him against some of these top level fighters, man. So if he should he become victorious tomorrow night, which we're both expecting him to be, what's the next step for Zapata in your mind, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, if Devin Haney, if the sanction bodies take those belts away, because he's moving up, and I think he's going to abandon the belts, or they're going to strip them. Hey,
Mhm.
there's belts in the line, man, and that only gives you a little bit more prestige, right? And there's Shakur, man. There's a lot of guys that need a matchup with Shakur. Shakur's the hottest one at 135, but there's some hot fighters at 35. But if he gets that win, man, he needs to go after Shakur, man. Why not? He's big. He's a southpaw. He throws combinations. And I think to be Shakur, you got to throw combinations at him. If you throw one by one and you're methodical and you're just thinking, Shakur's going to take you apart. It's just like Floyd. You can't. You got Floyd. You got to throw combinations. And the antidote to Shakur's defense is combinations. And Cepeda has that. You know what I'm saying? So that is a perfect fight for both of them. I mean, for Cepeda to showcase that he is the man at 135, and what we've been saying, and everyone's been saying, Cepeda's the man at 35.
Yeah, if they could definitely make that fight happen. I don't see it happening next, man. But I mean, they gotta do something with Zapata. They really do, man. But yeah, I definitely want to see them step up the game. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
But Mikey, anything else, dog? Before we wrap it up, man, anything that you want to bring up, homie?
Yeah, just Canelo, man. He's throwing some jabs at Charlo's. He in one of his interviews he said, "Hey, Charlo, you and your brother didn't respect my skill. You guys didn't respect my achievements. I got something for you, man. I'm focused. I'm in the mountains, high elevation, and hey, man, I'm not injured anymore. So you guys, he gave him a stern warning that I'm gonna knock you out, man. So Canelo's ready. He's focused. Oh man. Oh man. Oh yeah, let's get we in a
Yeah,
couple more
yeah,
weeks. We're gonna get that funeral. Oh yeah,
yeah. So I mean, it's been pretty respectful between the two for the most part. But yeah, I do like that Canelo came out and said like, hey, well, while it's respectful right now, let's not forget all the massa you guys talked about me in the past, Holmes.
yep.
And for those that wanna make excuses for Jermel Charlo, talking about like, oh, he's moving up 2 weight classes to do this and all that stuff. Let's not forget, man, Jermel Charlo talked a lot saying like I could beat him. I could move up to 168 right now and beat him. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, now it's happening. We don't hear a lot of that talk. And then Jermel Charlo came out on an interview And for at first he was talking about like, no, 168, I'm very comfortable in it, and it seems kind of now that he's starting to throw that little seed out there, see who eats it, so it could grow a little bit about like, well, I've never fought at 168, you know, um, is my first time there, and kind of, I don't want to say make excuse, but at least give other people to make an excuse for him.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, no, we'll definitely see. Mikey, are you down that this fight is happening at the end of the month instead of what it should be happening tomorrow?
Nah, man. September 16 is our tradition, boxing tradition to be exact. And man, it's just I feel empty, like nothing's going on. I mean, we're getting some fights, but I'm talking about the mega fight, and a Canelo fight. It seems weird, and we're not getting it. But man, I hope next year.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, Mikey, is that everybody likes to believe that Canelo always fights on Mexican Independence Day. In reality, he's missed quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I think he's missed two. I think he missed 2 years in a row and actually fought in November. So I would really like to get the tradition back and make the fights happen that time of the year. Yes, you're still fighting in September, but some people might count it, some people might not. My point is, I want to get that tradition back and have it that day, or that weekend, I should say. It doesn't always land on a Saturday, so have it that weekend. Let's bring that tradition back, Holmes, because that's gold, homie. That's gold. At least, even around here, man, we do a big old thing for it. So that's gold. So hopefully the tradition comes back next year, Holmes.
And let me just say one thing. Last week's podcast with Chingones, what is it called?
Oh, putazos y pendejadas.
I got something for you guys. Uh, they said that Texas or Houston is going to be with Charlo
Uh,
because the Texans stick together. What about when Canelo fought Kirkland in Houston? And all the people from Houston, they were with Canelo. What they went wild for Canelo when he knocked out Kirkland and before. So they said that the Houston's going to be with Texas, and Houston's going to be with Charlo. Yeah, all right, guys. Let's debate. Nah, shout out to Chingazos and
putazos,
nah, they're gonna be with Canelo. The Texans love boxing. Houston loves boxing, and they love Canelo.
You know what? We're gonna have them back on, man, so we could talk
Okay.
about that. They're explaining how much what's up with Texas and everything. And I look, I've been through Texas. I lived in Texas for about 5 months, man. I've never seen a state that is so proud to be from their state like I have in Texas, man. So,
Yeah.
maybe there's a little something to it, but we'll definitely have them back on, man, to break down or to, talk about the whole card of the Canelo fight, man, because that card is pretty damn good, man. So it should be a good one, man. It should be a good all the way card, man. But we'll definitely be all over it. Mikey, anything else, homie, before we wrap it up?
No, that's it, brother. We're gonna see some fights today and tomorrow, and we're gonna talk
Mhm.
about them next week. Stay tuned,
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Much
Yeah,
TV.
there's some good stuff right now, man. Hey, shout outs to all the chingonas y chingonas. Enjoy the fights over the weekend. I'm gonna be outside at a car show watching the fights, man. However I can make it happen. Cholo Trucker for my man, one Mr. Mike Zavala. We will catch you guys on the next round.